Welcome to the Gifts for Glory podcast, where we celebrate and promote men and women using their gifts for God's glory. Know someone who is making an impact for God's kingdom using their gifts, talents, and passions? We'd love to meet them. Send us an email at podcast@giftsforglory.com. That's podcast@gifts4glory.com. And now here is our host, Dave Ebert.
Hey, good evening, friends and neighbors, and welcome to the latest edition of Gifts for Glory. I am your host, Dave Ebert. Really excited to have you along with us tonight. We're here to celebrate and promote men and women using their gifts for God's glory. We do that every week, and we have a really fun show lined up for you tonight. Comedian Scott Wood is joining us, and we're going to be talking about comedy, faith, and the new comedy cooking show available for free on Tubi TV. It's called Something Smells Funny. And now, speaking of funny, for any church or business or ministry located in the Midwest, and you're looking for a way to bring people to or back to your venue or your church, consider bringing Well-Versed Comedy, Gift for Glory's improv ministry. And whether you want a show or a workshop, which includes our Improv Your Witness, a class designed to help you get out of your own way when sharing the hope of salvation in Jesus. We're ready to use the gift of laughter and the skills of improv to excite, entertain, and just really uplift everybody that comes. If you're interested in finding out more, email us improv@wellversedcomedy.com, improv@wellversedcomedy.com, and we'd love to have the conversation with you to talk about how improv and comedy can really make a difference for you and your organization. And with that said, let's move on to our Devotions with Dave segment. Tonight, we're going to be reading from 2 Timothy 1:7. Here Paul is just really pouring into and encouraging Timothy, who's very young in the faith. And he wants to give him this important bit of knowledge. 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. So I'll just say that again. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Now, this verse is very complete in that it addresses fear and timidity. That's not something that we're supposed to carry. That's not something that God wants us to operate in. Being afraid and having fear for a moment, those kind of things, those emotions, they're there to tell us something. They're there to motivate us to move, to make a change, to move forward somehow. But it's not something that's supposed to paralyze us and handcuff us. So when we feel fear or timidity, understand what our spirit is telling us, our emotions are telling us, but move forward. But move forward knowing that you have power by the Holy Spirit given to us by God. But most importantly, operate in love, because power without love is just being a bully. Being gentle, but without love is just being weak. But love is strong, it's powerful, and it will guide you in a very strong way. And also self-discipline here. This is kind of Paul reiterating a little bit the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. But here he sums it up with power, love, and self-discipline. We can't go too far left or right. We got to have self-discipline where we're focused and we don't lose our focus on the Lord. So don't be afraid. Don't live in fear. Don't live in timidity, but realize that you have power to fulfill your calling, power to make a difference in the world, or to be in the world, not of the world, but to be in the world. We have to use and rely on the power of the Holy Spirit, but do so in love and with self-discipline. So that is our Devotions with Dave segment coming from 2 Timothy 1:7. I hope I've been quoting that correctly. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. So that is our Devotions with Dave segment. Now we're moving on to our interview segment. We have an amazing comedian, amazing comedic mind. His name is Scott Wood. He's known as Mr. Punchline. He's the host of a new cooking show that's on Tubi TV. It's called Something Smells Funny. And we're going to hear about his comedy, including his statement that it cracks me every time I've seen it posted. Black Lives Matter. We're also going to hear his testimony. Don't miss out on Something Smells Funny, which has amazing guests like Mark Christopher Lawrence, who we've seen on the Gifts for Glory podcast, Saturday Night Live legend Victoria Jackson, comedic legend Bobby Collins, comedian Jimmy Brogan. So we're going to actually play two trailers for you here right now. First, as we've talked about Something Smells Funny, we want to backtrack a little bit and show you Scott Wood in his amazing funny show with Dr. Watson, PC2, tips for doctors, staff, and patients that keep everyone laughing. And then we're also going to play that trailer for Something Smells Funny, just so that you can get a little preview of who our guest is and a couple of the amazing projects he's been a part of. So here is our first trailer for PC2.
In a world where one man stars in a comedy that's so cheap, he has to do his own voiceover work. Scott Wood in PC2.
Let's talk about the show Chuck. You played Big Mike.
That was a lot of fun. You can't zest and talk at the same time?
Yeah, you know.
It's a cooking show, Scott. It's a cooking has to happen.
There's a comic in the kitchen. It's time for Something Smells Funny.
Hey, welcome to Something Smells Funny, the cooking show with stand-up comics.
Everybody steals Dana Carvey's impressions.
I've never done that. Never, not gonna do it.
My parents made me become a comedian.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor, and they said, no, we want a failure in the family.
Okay,
so,
great.
Now, did you personally cut the cheese or no?
No.
Okay. Because something smells funny, Bobby.
You want to break them down really good, so make sure you crush them. It looks like you just like fondling them. Crush them, Scott.
Nobody ever asks me about my culinary skills.
They don't?
No, ever.
This will be the blonde leading the blonde, okay, people? Well, what does that do? Anything at all?
the bathroom really quick.
Okay, yeah. Food can kill you. My uncle got run over by Meals on Wheels. Can you believe that? This is going to be delicious. It's a half-hour show, Victoria. I don't know. Like we did with Play-Doh and sand at the beach.
See how that looks?
She'll be so impressed if I did this.
She would be. She'd be impressed that you're actually in the kitchen.
That does look, I'm gonna be honest, it looks sick and disgusting, Jimmy. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I've been wanting to bite this since you got here.
Well, you don't just bite it, Scott. You take a fork.
Well, I wasn't gonna just go face down like a pig. Someone should invent silverware.
Super Popeye spinach explosion will make you big and strong. What's love got to do?
And to all of our viewers, we'll see you next time on Something Smells Funny. Thanks, everybody. This is so good.
And now we bring in our guest of this time, Scott Wood, Mr. Punchline. Dude, both are hilarious. Really looking forward to having our audience find both of these shows, and if they haven't already, enjoy those because let's talk about something smells funny. It just came out recently. It's on Tubi TV. All 4 episodes are out now. How did it get started, and what's the premise?
Well, it's got started as an idea I had in 2015, and love the cooking shows, love to eat. I'm a foodie, of course, and I just thought it would be great if there was something that combined just delicious food with something really funny, and entertaining, as far as maybe comedians or something. And so that's where it all hit me. And then I came up with the title, Something Smells Funny. And my good friend, executive producer Tim Watson, Dr. Timothy Watson, got behind the project and funded it all. And we found some great comics. We got some other big name comics coming on, and we're super excited. So, I mean, if you love to eat and you love to laugh, man, have we got a show for you. It's where comedy and cooking collide. So Something Smells Funny, the cooking show with comics. And you can catch it on Tubi TV. It's a free app. You can download it onto any device or at home or whatever on Tubi, Tubi, that's Tubi TV, and check out Something Smells Funny.
Now, you've got 4 episodes out now, and you said that you've got more comedians on the way. When are you expecting the additional episodes to start, or have they already been?
Well, no. Well, we're hoping to get some more filmed. In fact, I just talked to the executive producer, and they definitely want to do some more. So hopefully before the end of the year, we can have some more episodes under our belt. They're also shopping it around to different other streaming platforms like I've heard like Hulu and Amazon Prime. IMDb is another one. Magnolia, maybe the Magnolia Network on Discovery Plus. So we're really hoping to Fox TV owns the what am I trying to say? Tubi is under the umbrella of Fox TV, Dave. So hopefully maybe Fox will want to pick it up. And we got people like Paul Rodriguez, Tom Dreesen, the hilarious Fraser Smith, who else? Joey Medina. So many comics will be coming on, and just comic after comic. So we're super excited. It's a fun show. It's a talk show in a kitchen. So tune in to Tubi.
Was this something where you kind of already knew the recipes that you're going into, or did you learn a lot as you worked with Victoria Jackson, Mark Christopher Lawrence, Bobby Collins, and Jimmy Brogan?
A little of each. I like to toy in the kitchen, but I used to work as a cook when I was trying to get the comedy going full time. And your cat is here too, so we're excited about that. and they're delicious too. 350 for maybe about 40 minutes in the oven, and they make their own gravy. So
Nice.
I don't know if you know that. No, but the comics, it's exciting because the comedians get to bring on a dish that they love to eat, they love to make, they love to share, and I just help them make that dish. And I just interview them right in the kitchen about their great illustrious career, what they've done, what they're doing now, where can we catch them next. Like I said, it all takes place right in the kitchen. Lots of great cooking, a lot of laughter, a lot of improv, a lot of crazy mishaps. I do a monologue right up front, just like all the talk show hosts. I have a comedy club right here in my kitchen with the red curtain, as you saw. So, and we have a live audience. So we have a monologue. We show a comedy clip. We bring out the comedian. We do some cooking, some laughing. It's a great half-hour show. And there's actually 5 episodes. There's 4 episodes plus the featurette, which is kind of like the best of all 4 episodes. So you can catch those on Tubi TV.
What was your favorite recipe that you guys worked out?
You know, they were all fun. They were all delicious. Bobby's omelet was delicious, and so was the hummus that Jimmy Brogan made. Like I said, I'm a foodie, and my wife got me into salads. You know, if I wanted a salad, I would just get, lettuce and tomato on my cheeseburger, right? But because I love to eat. I ate a whole Dove bar, and that is the worst tasting soap.
Oh man, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's horrible, Dave, I'll tell you. And then when you have gas, you blow bubbles. Forget about it. It's an ugly scene at my house. But but Victoria made a delicious salad. It had a little bit of everything in it. And I love a good salad with some walnuts or raisins or apple, vinaigrette dressing. And the fish that Mark made was not deep fried. It was grouper. Right there was pan made in a delicious red sauce with some rice. So we try to keep them really delicious, really tasty. We're health conscious. You don't have to use regular sugar. You can use a sugar substitute or a sweet and low fat milk. There's many things that we're going to also try to encourage people to do, to eat a little better and have a great time while they're doing it. And all the recipes are online at somethingsmellsfunny.tv, as well as when you're watching the shows, all the recipes, they'll come right up on screen. You can follow right along. You can make them right there in your kitchen. They don't take long at all. It's a half-hour show, a 22-minute show. And so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we also previewed PC2 to keep everyone laughing. You can find it at PEECEETOO on Facebook or YouTube. We got the link in the show notes as well. So how did that show come about? Because I know you mentioned Dr. Watson is also involved in Something Smells Funny. So obviously there's a connection there. But how did PC2 come about?
Well, I met Dr. Timothy Watson when our daughter was real little. She was like maybe 3 or 4 years old, and he became our pediatrician for her. And then when our son came along 6 years later, so I've known him as long as I've known, my kids, which is their whole life. Right. Yeah. So over 20 years, because our daughter is in her 20s, and him and I hit it off. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a fun doctor. He's not your regular doctor. He likes to infuse humor into every patient visit. He believes laughter is good like a medicine, as you and I do. And so when him and I met and he found out I was a comedian, well, Dave, we just hit it off right away. And he just became a dear friend of mine. And then we talked about way before Something Smells Funny, which he was really on board with, because he always wanted to, get behind something that showed delicious food in a funny way, right? And health conscious food. So that's how that came about. But being, that he runs like 5 separate clinics, and being a doctor himself and a pediatrician, he just wanted to show the funny side of patients and also the funny side of the workers that work at the as nurses and doctors. So he said, let's do something, and PC, of course, pediatric clinic. So it's PC1 and then PC2. And there's a video series, like you said, that you can catch and order on YouTube, or see some of them on YouTube, as well as missingpediatrics.com. So I play a doctor. I'm not a real doctor, but I play one on TV. I can actually, it's great for me, Dave, because I can sum up my whole career in 3 words: straight to video. or beta. But it's a lot of fun. So I play a funny doctor, and we just did a lot of quick sketches. They're almost like real fast, funny SNL sketches that have to do with the world of being a doctor and patients. and kids and all kinds of just funny, one sketch after another. So, and Christopher Shawn Shaw was the producer and director of that, as well as Something Smells Funny. So we want to give him a shout out. And so we've been together, all of us, for a lot of years, just putting together some really funny content. You know, we need to laugh, especially now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just irrespective of what side of the political aisle you've been on, or what, how COVID has affected you, there's been stress and angst and frustration on all sides, all people. So comedy is really the medicine that we all need right now.
Yes. And the live shows, since the middle of 2021, they've all been coming back, Dave, and people are coming out in droves, and some are outside, some are inside with, social distancing here and there, or doing whatever protocol demands them to do. But it's been great because the shows have been absolutely just full. People are coming out. They want to laugh again. They're tired of being cooped up in the house for 18, 19 months. Yeah. And so the shows have been fantastic. I mean, it's just great. What was really funny before just seems to be, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but they're just really laughing really hard. And I just feel like they're excited to be out and see other people.
Yeah. It proves that laughter is a gift from God, because of all the darkness that we've been through the last nearly 2 years.
Right.
Now, no matter how little the light is just so much brighter and it's more appreciated because we've seen so much of the other side of the coin.
Right.
And that's where you're seeing, and other comics are seeing, that people are just more hungry to let that loose. And so, this is a great time for people like me who are mediocre comedians to get out there, because, the bar's so low because it's been so bad that I might have a shot.
You never know. You might have a shot. Who knows? And with everyone wearing masks, it's never been a better time for ugly people. So you know what I'm telling you? I told my friend, keep your mask on. You might finally meet someone.
Right.
Who knows?
Well, I got out of the friend zone, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, same here. We've been married for 25 years. We've been happy for 2. So that's exciting.
Were those your 2 busy years on the road?
The 2 busy years when I was on the road. But I love my wife, though. I really do. Like I said, she's African-American. That means I'm Black-owned. That's what that means. Black wives matter, as you said earlier. Dave Ebert, everybody, of Siskel and Ebert. You look different. All my love to Siskel. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, they've both passed on. So what was interesting is I'm actually adopted, so Ebert's not my natural name. But for some reason, and this makes absolutely no difference, but I saw an interview that Roger Ebert gave, and he talked about how curved his thumb was. And I have the same curve. Yeah, I don't know what that means, other than that's just a random trivia that does nobody any good.
I think it's the latter, I believe. Yes. But that's good.
So how long have you been doing stand-up and have been in comedy?
Right now, about 22 minutes. How long have we been on? Yeah, about 22. I've been doing stand-up comedy as a full-time career for over 30 years, 32 years. I started in the mid-'80s, went full-time in 89, 90, right then and there. And then I've just been doing it ever since. It's been a great career, been everywhere. Every show, comedy, cruise ship, corporate, club, church, college, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, wedding, backyard party, you name it. I've been there. Have jokes, will travel. I'm cheap, I'm easy. But so it's just been a great career. It's all I ever wanted to do. I mean, you just talk to any comedian who's been doing it for 30 years and more, and they'll tell you just road stories that are just horrible, But I love it, though. Showbiz is my life, but I can't prove it. So I know that. I know comedy's in my blood. My wife said she just wishes it was in my act. But my wife's crazy. She hates the way I dress. She kept telling me earlier in the bedroom, look at you, nothing matches, which hurt my feelings, Dave, because I was naked.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's rough. It's rough, Dave. It's rough. 25 plus years. We met on the Christian dating site. What's that one, the popular one, the Craigslist?
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
No warranties.
No, it's actually eBay. I was the highest bidder. So that's exciting. Free shipping too. I'll do a fake freeze.
There we go. So what you did? You do a lot of impressions, or that's kind of like how you started, was doing impressions and impersonations. When did you find that you had that talent?
Early on, I was doing a lot of cartoon voices and a lot of whoever was popular in the 70s and 80s, from presidents to the Muppets to Alf, Pee Wee Herman, I mean, Nixon, Carter, all the presidents, all the way up until today with Trump, Obama. So it's always fun, man. I love doing the impressions. People seem to like it. And speaking of the former president of the United States, you know, he's our neighbor here. And Trump is here. Hold on just a second. Mr. President.
Hello, sir.
Absolutely tremendous, terrific, tremendous. Dave, I love what you're doing. I love it. I don't know what it is. Tremendous.
Well, congratulations on the good news out of Arizona. We heard you talk about it in Georgia.
Nothing but good news. Terrific news. It's all, as you know, I will be back in some capacity. I'm just letting Joe rent the White House. Sleepy Joe, out with the old, in with the older.
So other than rallies, what are you doing to keep yourself busy, Mr. President?
This, I play, you've heard of air guitar. As you've seen me in interviews, I do air accordion.
Nice. Well, our friend Scott Wood is a comedian, and I'm sure that you know Kristen Weber, who is a comedian. She does actual accordion. Have you ever met her?
I have not. I'm sure she's terrific.
Oh, be careful.
See my lip.
Okay, enough of that guy.
So other than that one, what is one of your favorite impersonations or impressions that you do, or voices?
Oh, I do everyone. I do Liam Neeson. If someone calls trying to sell me something, a spam call, one of those guys about my computer, I'm like, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I will find you, Steve, and your solar panels. Always a good one. For the older crowd, George Burns, it's nice to be here. At my age, it's nice to be anywhere.
I love the glasses.
Those are George Burns glasses.
Who else do we have? We have a whole kit and caboodle here. Remember, Arnold Schwarzenegger was our governor in California. Listen to me. This is Arnold in the palm. And, you know, Dave, and I'm excited to be on your show. Look at you. You're working out. You're huge. Get down. Now get back up again. Who else is here? Oh, look who's here from Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum. Yes, of course. Jeff Goldblum. Dave, there's a dinosaur in my apartment.com. Change your apartment. Don't get eaten. Okay. I like Jeff Goldblum. No one else seems to like Jeff Goldblum. I don't know what's going on. But
for the older crowd, you've got to throw in the Fly reference every once in a while, don't you?
Yes, the Brundlefly. Brundlefly. I'm not getting weaker. I'm getting stronger. Yes, stronger. Of course. Stronger. Brundlefly. Yeah, there you go. I love Jeff. I love hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy. Get her done. That's right. Hey Dave, get her done.
Is it already done? All right.
It's been done.
It done it.
Yeah, my sister's got moles on her face, and one of them bit me.
Oh no.
Oh, that's
how'd you get that close to your sister that it could bite you?
I know, right? We don't want to know. There's probably some weird. They're probably from Arkansas. I did a show in Arkansas. I'm just glad to be back in the States.
Yes.
Yes. This guy from Arkansas says, "Hey, Scott, if I divorce my wife, is she still my sister?" Horrible. And he meant it too. I looked him in the eye, Dave. I said, "Look, Dad, rough. My parents, I can't take him anywhere. We actually lost my dad a year ago. He's not dead. We just don't know where he is."
Oh.
Yeah, it's a big mall. It was a giant mall, the Mall of America, and he wandered off. So if you see a 97-year-old guy that looks like me, throw a net over him. You know, my dad's 97 and he still drives, Dave. He still drives at 97.
Wow.
Isn't that
awesome.
sad? Oh no, he's got a bifocal windshield.
Oh man.
He called me up. He said he hit some mailboxes. I said, "Where's the car, Dad?" He said, "Inside the post office." I said, "Where's Mom?" She got out to get stamps. Okay, Dad. Did you get along with your dad, Dave, when you were growing up?
Nah, here and there.
Was it turbulent? Yeah, my dad, because my dad's a big drinker, half Irish, all Scotch. Yeah, that's not good. The cops pulled him over. They found 10% blood in his alcohol.
Oh no.
I'll just keep doing the jokes until you stop me, Dave.
I was going to ask, going back to Arkansas, you said he looked him in the eye. Which eye? Because they point different directions.
Yeah, you never know. Like Mark said, he did some backwards town where the whole town, they only had 3 teeth combined out of the whole town, and they were all on a necklace around the mayor's neck. Anyway.
Well, and the bad thing about Arkansas is the fact that there are children in Africa that send them money.
Yes, and we're glad about that. And they need it. Those little Arkansas children. Not my son. I should send my son overseas. It'd be cheaper to send my son overseas at $1 a day. You know what I'm saying? He's 14 and 6'2". Haircuts are easy. I shove him under the ceiling fan. So that's easy. And he loves to eat, Dave. My teenage son, and they're always looking for food. He's looking for food. He even answers phone calls that say potential spam. Nuts, right? He loves that spam. What is that, a Hormel call or what?
Yeah.
Good old Hormel spam. You looking for the cat, Dave? The cat is delicious. My sister has a cat. My sister has a cat. She said they land on their feet, and I said, "You're not throwing it against the wall hard enough."
Right. I would try that, but I do, want to sleep in the bed more often than the couch.
With how many years married, Dave?
6 years and 2 months.
6 years and 2 months. You still have that new car smell, Dave.
I don't. She bought me used.
No, you don't. I can smell you through the Zoom. Anyway, listen, and it's StreamYard.
Yes.
Which is weird. I had a prostate exam over COVID in 2020, and that was on Zoom. That was weird.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to hold the camera phone just right. Use a filter. The colonoscopy was curbside service. It was wacky, Dave. Wacky.
Man. That sounds painful.
You have to stay safe, though. You must stay safe. My wife and I had a fight. We're keeping 6 rooms apart. Thank you, everyone. These are the jokes. COVID comedy where we aim to sneeze. Laugh it up. I'm huge. I'm big in my living room. Over 2020, we took a big family vacation. We went from the kitchen to the den. It was very exciting.
But were you masked?
We were. My wife, look at my face. My wife makes me wear my mask indoors. It's ugly. I'm the love child of John Elway and Gary Busey. Am I right, Dave? Hey.
Before Gary Busey's accident or after?
Right after.
Okay. Right after the 405 got him. Yeah.
Right after the 405, Dave. It's a big night out for Dave.
So I do have to ask, have you ever told your wife, when she's complaining about you need to wear the mask? My line was always, beauty's only a light switch away.
Exactly. I love what Rodney Dangerfield said. He said, for years, my wife was afraid of the dark, and then she saw me naked. Now she's afraid of the light.
Yeah.
Hey, relax. Take it easy, Dave. I get no respect at all. What a crowd. Relax. I love Rodney.
Yeah.
I'm sure you love Rodney too, Dave.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of the self-humbling humor.
Yes.
I don't call it self-deprecation. That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Self-humbling sounds better.
Yeah, I hear you. That happens a lot here in my home and in my act.
Well, whatever keeps you grounded. You got to have that thorn in the flesh that Paul had.
Yeah.
You got to have the people that keep you from getting a big head like our friend Christopher Shawn Shaw.
We don't want that because the man he's out of control.
He is.
He really is. He really is. And there's a guy who loves to eat. I said, Christopher, what do you want on a hamburger? He said, a hot dog. Can you believe that, Dave? The man's out of control.
He is.
Like my son, who also won't. My son's crazy. You have kids, Dave?
Just the 3 cats, but we're working and praying for a few urchin of our own.
Yeah. After our second child, my wife made me get a vasectomy, and we adopted. Yeah, and we adopted, Dave. Go ahead and step on the punchline whenever, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Try to stay awake a little while, Dave.
I will.
But the cats are lovely. We have a dog. Our dog is Jewish. Did I mention that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, very excited. We just found out someone rang our doorbell, UPS, and we hear, oi, 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 oi. We're closed. We're closed.
I did not know that there were Jewish dogs.
Our dog is fantastic. He bit the neighbor kid. That's horrible. And then the city says we have to put him to sleep. I said, that's fine with me. I don't even like that kid.
There you go.
Yeah, here's a pillow. Tell Billy I said nights for crying out loud. It's nuts with the dog. All he does is eat, sleep, and pee in the backyard. I mean, it's like living with my dad.
Is your dad Jewish too, or just the dog?
Just half Jewish. It's just the dog only. The dog only. Animals are. I killed a huge mouse a month ago, and now they refuse to let me back into Disney World.
Oh man, that's a shame.
Lousy Mickey. He started it.
I believe it. He's an instigator. Somebody with only 4 fingers can't be trusted.
Yeah, I'll tell you that right now. And they don't care what stuff costs. You know, out here it's $109 a person. $109 to get into Disneyland per person. There's 4 of us. Dave, I had a stroke at the happiest place on earth. I'm telling you. They had to do CPR right there on Snow White. They don't know what food costs at Disneyland. I had to put a hot dog and a soda on layaway.
Oh man.
I'll do the joke again, Dave, for your 4 listeners. I had to put a hot dog and a soda on layaway. I like all the questions that are coming in. Anyway, please enjoy the chat.
I believe that they're just stunned by the brilliance.
The brilliance is, if anyone is watching this, please blink. Let me know you're watching. Send an emoji. How about those? I know nothing about computers, Dave. I told my wife, I think my laptop, well, she said it has Windows. I bought curtains. That's what I'm trying to say, Dave. I was surfing the net. I almost drowned. Have you done that?
I have not done that. I have a sister who would keep walking out to the mailbox every time the voice would say, "You've got mail."
Yeah, that's dumb. That sounds like my brother. They must be cut from the same cloth. They're not too bright, right?
Right.
Hey, look, Michael Edward Myers, Edgar. That's hard to say, but God bless you, Michael. We'll call him MEM. Bobby Ebert. Do you know him?
I know her, yes.
Oh, it's a girl. Okay, good. There you go. Sorry, Bobby. I know her. Well, her beard's a little thicker than yours, but she's very lovely. We love you, Bobby Ebert. Is it a sister? Your sister?
That's actually my wife.
Oh, well, good for you. Maybe the cats will chime in a couple of minutes.
Well, one of them does have a Facebook profile, so we'll see if he'll log on.
And probably more followers than me. When I was a kid, I killed a bird with a BB gun. A lot of kids do that. Boys do. Then I felt bad thinking there's that bird lying dead at the bottom of the cage.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that pet shop owner's face. He wasn't. They threw me out quick, Dave. I'll tell you that right now.
Have you been back?
I have not, and they won't let me in.
Well, it's only been 3 weeks.
It's only been 3 weeks, but who cares at this point with you and the cats and the family? And did we mention they call me Mr. Mem? There you go. That's MEM for Michael Edgar Myers. We love him, man. You remember Mike Myers from, didn't he kill somebody with a mask? And Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, was fleeing from this man. Or he was on SNL. Swing.
Yes.
Mike Myers,
exactly.
everyone. Mike Myers. But Mike, MEM, please tune in to Something Smells Funny on Tubi TV, now streaming. Did we mention that? There you go. Something Smells Funny. Also, somethingsmellsfunny.tv. And it's too much, like I say. Hey, you mentioned your sister, my brother. There's a piece of work. I told my brother most accidents happen within a mile of where you live. He moved. Can you believe that? That's not smart, is it, Dave?
I hope he did. He move to California, or where did he go?
He did. He moved out of California. My family lives everywhere I'm not. Just so you'll know that. My they're crazy. My brother, he's nuts. You know what I'm saying? He's so dumb. We were talking healthcare. I said, "Are you HMO?" He said, "No, I like women." So that was weird. Yeah, I told him for extra money he should try flipping houses. He got a hernia.
Oh man.
Yeah, because they're heavy, Dave.
Yes, they are.
Michael Edgar Myers knows what I'm talking about. Again, the two people that have chimed in, we love you. Thanks for listening. Spread the love, spread the virus. Is there a lot of crime right outside of Chicago there, Dave?
It depends on the weather. If it's too hot, yeah. If it's too hot, they tend to stay inside. But if it's a nice day, there's nothing more fun to spend your day out in the sun shooting people.
Yes.
So that's the Chicago way.
Nothing better than getting mugged in the fall. Am I right, Dave?
Exactly, because the leaves are there to absorb the impact when they knock you over.
Yes, of course. They're turning colors. They're choking you. You're turning colors. It's a lovely walk in the park. Where I live, there's this guy earlier. He said, "Have you seen a cop around here?" I said, "No." And he said, "Great. And give me your money." And he pulled a weapon, Dave. It was nuts. That was the weapon finger right there, in case you... I've only been shot twice where we live, and once by my wife. So I'm joking. Dave, that's a joke. They were both by my wife. Dave, please. It's rough. It's a rough marriage. I told you. It's rough.
She got good aim at least?
Good aim. Good aim. I don't know if you fight with... I had a little fight with my wife earlier before the podcast. I called a little fight. They worded it differently on the police report.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks, Dave. She hates the way everything. It's no good with her. She hates the way I drive. She's like, "You're going to hit someone. You're going to hit someone." And I told her in about a minute.
Ooh,
Dave, not good, Dave. Let me lean in like Robert De Niro. It's not good. It's not good at all. Hey, Bobby says we had a homicide out our back door. Is that true?
Yeah, about 2 years ago, a lot of, I think like 30 bullets flew into this car and took this guy out about 5 minutes after I'd gone to work. So I dodged a bullet on that one.
Think they were aiming for you?
I don't think they were aiming for me because I'm kind of a big target. So they didn't look like stormtroopers, so I don't think they would have missed me that badly.
Not a lot of crime here, Dave. Do you have the neighborhood watch program? Do you have those out there?
We don't. Not in our neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. We started a neighborhood watch program, and I'm really excited. It's my turn to wear it.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, my neighbor gets... Yeah, isn't that nice? My neighbor gets it tomorrow. We have timeshare. Again, these are the jokes that have kept me out of the big time. I just want people to know that. But you'll hear a lot more on Something Smells Funny on Tubi TV. Am I wrong about that, Dave?
You are not wrong about that at all. But you are on your way to the big time because the Gifts for Glory podcast is the launching pad for everybody. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I believe you because for years I've been on Comedy Central, Fox, BET, America's Got Talent, the new TV show. But people say, "Scott, but you'll never do Gifts for Glory." And look, here I am. Here I am, Dave. What a night!
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
I didn't think it was possible, and I showed up. I made the commitment, and I was a little late. I didn't even want to do it. But I'm kidding, Dave. We love you, Dave. I loved you on Grizzly Adams, by the way. I thought you were incredible. You're too young to even know who Grizzly Adams even is, I'm sure.
I've heard the name, and of course, the reference from Happy Gilmore helps kind of solidify that reference.
Yeah, he had the big burly beard and all that. He was a big mountain man. Like you, Dave. Look at you, Dave. You have your own zip code, Dave. You're exciting.
I do. I put my belt on with a boomerang.
That's holy smokes. My dad's 97. His pants keep coming up higher and higher. Do you have a dad or a grandpa with the creepy crawly pants, waist, chest, neck? How high can my dad's 97, Dave. His belt's a headband. The man he has to unzip his fly to sneeze.
Which now he doesn't need a mask.
He doesn't, just the trousers.
Nice.
Speaking of crime, though, a bunch of I don't know if you guys have the Ross Dress for Less out where you are.
We do.
Yeah, a bunch of looters just broke in and reorganized. I'm gonna do the joke again. I said a bunch of looters. They broke in, and what they do, Dave?
They organized.
They reorganized, Dave. Thank you again. And that was again for Bobby and Michael, the two listeners that are still with us, and I love you both. You don't know. What a night.
So one of the things I do on this show is ask our guests to share their testimony, their faith journey. So as far back as you want to go, as in depth as you want to go, tell us how did Jesus enter into your life?
Like everybody, I was saved by Grace, beautiful lady, Grace Johnson. She was the organist at our church. Grace was saving so many people. No, as a young man, I dropped out of high school and started hanging with the wrong crowd, of course. And I was an alcoholic and a drug abuser in my early 20s, and just partying and drinking and doing everything like a lot of people do, and not really thinking about a future or an afterlife. But, after many years of that, I thought the comedy career is going nowhere. What's going on? Because I'm doing all the drugs and the alcohol. I'm always drunk all the time and everything else. So somebody, a single mom and her daughter who lived down the street from where I was living, they befriended me, and I used to make them laugh, and they knew my dream was to be a comedian. But of course they knew that I was doing all this other stuff, running with the wrong crowd and all kinds of, horrible things. And so they just shared the love of God with me. They invited me to their local church. I heard the word on a midweek service, the Calvary Chapel, actually one of the Calvary Chapels, Pastor Raul Reese and West Covina. This was in the mid 80s. And I just gave my life over to the Lord. I said a simple prayer. The Bible says, if you believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that God raised his son from the dead, you'll be saved. I believe that. I believe, every bit of the word of God. And so I invited him in, and all the alcohol and drugs and all the desires of things that I wanted went away. Got involved in church, and then started doing the comedy all over again, and never looked back. And the Lord saw fit to make it my full-time career, something I've always wanted since I was in the fourth grade, 10, 11 years old, wanting to do this. And so now it's been over 30 years, and I'm super blessed by God.
So and I love that. Some people, when they have that conversion moment, they still struggle. But it seems like God really just basically flipped a switch and just completely realigned your whole life.
Right. Absolutely. And I just didn't have that desire. And I started reading the word, getting involved in church on Wednesdays and Sundays. I met my wife at that very same church. I was involved in a theater group. We were doing a lot of plays and sketches. They were all clean, family, scripture-based. And that helped me, get in front of an audience at an early age in my mid to late 20s. Wanting to do the comedy. And so I would do a little bit of stand-up before some of those, Saturday night performances that we put on, like you do with the improv and all that. And our church let us do that and put on sketches and skits and full-on plays. And so that helped me get my feet wet in front of because I started off in the comedy clubs. A lot of guys who are so-called, they call themselves a Christian comic, but they got saved. Then they started doing comedy. I mean, my stuff started before I was saved. So, and it wasn't really dirty. There might have been one or two little curse words here and there, but nothing really. A lot of innuendo, things like that. But once I got saved, I found out, I don't have to get dirty or use any kind of foul language to make people laugh. And so it's been a great journey to be able to do a comedy club or a church, and it's the same show. I don't have to worry about trying to be clean or, can you clean up your act for TV? Well, it's all clean anyway. So you don't have to lunge for the remote. There's no F-bombs or anything like that, no racist material, or just ugliness in general. So, I've been loving it, and I've had more fun as a Christian than I've ever had when I was doing my own thing in the world. God has really just done tremendous things. Beautiful wife, beautiful family, and a great career.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm often questioned about is being clean. Doesn't that limit you? Doesn't that put handcuffs on you? My argument is usually we serve the ultimate creator, so we should be pretty much just as creative.
Yes, I agree. And it's easy to be clean for me. Like I said, it was very little innuendo when I was doing it. Maybe, like I said, 1 or 2 curse words, but not like most comics. But once I had that transformation, once I became born again, I just studied all the greats that were always clean. From the old timers, from the Henny Youngman to even today, Ray Romano, Seinfeld, Jay Leno, Brian Regan, Jimmy Brogan, all the greats. Keep it clean. Jim Gaffigan, he's huge. He's like one of the number 1 comics, along with Seinfeld and Brian Regan, and just all good, clean stuff you can relate to about family and life and the kids, the cat, the dog, Walmart, whatever, life. And we just find a funny way to poke fun at it and bring it to the masses. So, no, it's very easy for me. I work with other comics who are dirty, and then they got to try to work clean, and they might slip up or something. So for me, it's no problem. I push myself. How funny can I be and still be clean?
Yeah. And you do it magnificently. Just riffing here, I know having one person as a host responding is not the same as an audience. Right. But, you were killing it here. And, Something Smells Funny and the PC2 show with Dr. Watson, those just show that you have the same thing, I think, that I have, where it's the mind never shuts off, which is both a blessing and a curse. Right. It's Uncle Ben from Peter, from Spider-Man would be like, with great power comes great responsibility. Right. And that brain that doesn't shut off is a great power.
Yeah, and I love to make people laugh, and maybe I'm always on. I mean, not always, but most of the time, I just want to make people laugh and enjoy life. And if I have a joke, I'm going to tell it, or be funny, because I just want to use my gift. I'm here to love God and serve God. And then number 2 is to use that gift that God gave me to bring joy to other people. And speaking of that, we forgot to mention, everyone knows about the dry bar comedy specials. Well, my dry bar called Mr. Punchline will be out this January. So
nice.
So this January of 2022, look for Dry Bar, my Scott Wood special on drybar.com, Dry Bar on Facebook. It's all over the place, and it'll be called Mr. Punchline. So you can check out the 40-minute live comedy special at Dry Bar this January. But between now and then, you can stream all 5 episodes of Something Smells Funny on Tubi. And also, and there's a lot of videos. If you go to YouTube and just type in comedian Scott Wood, you're going to see my whole career. What a career. What a night. I'm telling you.
Even all the beta, are they uploaded to YouTube yet?
The beta, the 8-track, the reel-to-reel. It's too much. But anyway, hey, out here in California, did I mention we're really close to the fire and the smoke? Really? Yeah, my wife is cooking. I'm kidding.
So I take it you're not eating dinner tonight?
No, I am. She's a fantastic cook. My mom was the worst. My mom, oh my gosh, how do you burn salad? I found a bone in my Jell-O.
That may have been intentional. Maybe that was...
it could be, because, the woman used the smoke alarm as a timer. She says, guess who's coming to dinner? And I'm thinking, as always, paramedics? Hey, I saved a guy from choking at Denny's. I told him, don't eat there.
Oh, nice. Good advice.
Yeah, you guys have Denny's, don't you? Everywhere, Denny's?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, Denny's. I love Denny's has a sign in the window, Dave. It says, sorry, we're open. I don't know if you've seen that. You got to look close. I asked the Denny's waitress, Dave, I said, what do you recommend? She said Applebee's. So, and if you're like me, so me, the wife, and the waitress, we all got in the car and went to Applebee's. We're very exciting.
Nice.
Or it was exciting.
Which is more
Go ahead,
dangerous?
sir. What's that?
Which is more dangerous, Denny's or Waffle House? Because you've been all over the road.
Waffle House is like a sick joke. I mean, do they ever clean? That is the nastiest. It's like having breakfast in a men's room. Am I wrong about that? You know what? The Waffle House men's room is so bad I had to use 2 seat covers, and I was using the urinal. That's not good, is it, Dave?
No, but I do think that most people who've eaten and not gotten sick at Waffle House are COVID immune.
They are. So that would be me too.
Yeah.
But there's the new virus. There's variant. My friend just caught the Delta on Southwest.
Oh no.
Horrible. It was on Duct Tape Airlines. Have you seen that in the news?
No, Duct Tape Airlines.
Oh yeah. The airline, the flight attendants, if you even start to mouth off, they're duct taping you to your seat, my friend. Oh yeah. You don't like the coffee? Phyllis, get the duct tape.
Oh man.
Yeah, I hope you like to be adhered to your seat for the next 2 hours. And whatever happened to the when I was a kid, they were called stewardesses, and they were very lovely. Now they're flight attendants, and I don't know what happened. The last one looked like Dr. Phil in a dress.
Mm.
And if you've ever seen Dr. Phil in a dress, Dave, you know what I'm talking about. These are the jokes, Dave. I don't know if your listeners know that. 32 years, Dave. I haven't quit the business, and no one's asked me. Try and cheer down, Dave. We're almost at the hour mark, and my battery's going low.
Well, my wife enjoys it, which
Good.
is this is the kind of humor I do, but she never LOLs me. She LOLs you. So
Right.
You've won at least one new fan.
Good.
So as we are getting close to that hour mark, I do want to jump into our final 2 segments.
Yes.
The first one is called the interrogation. 7 random questions that wouldn't have otherwise fit in our conversation. So here we go.
Let's do it.
First question. We always hear the bad stuff, but what is your favorite thing about living in California?
The weather, and of course, we're the entertainment capital and food capital of the world. So the weather, food, Hollywood.
Nice.
Next question.
Can
I buy a vowel? Am I allowed to phone a friend?
Absolutely. Call Christopher. He might pick up. I'm actually surprised we haven't heard from him tonight.
Right.
But what's your favorite hobby or pastime?
I have 2 of them. I love to write. Well, 3 of them. I love to write. I love to read. I'm reading all the time. I'm a big book guy. I have a huge comedy library, reading and writing comedy, and doing my cartooning. I'm also a cartoonist, so I like to draw. So those things keep me busy. But a lot of reading. I love to read.
Nice. You mentioned to me this afternoon before we got together that you have a cartoon that you're working with. I didn't have a chance to get that updated in our show notes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm working with cartoonist Jim Brinkley. He's a great cartoonist, and so he draws the cartoons. I write the funny one-liners. We put them together, and we're just going to try to get a book together of from the stage to the page, comedians, comics, and so it's a lot of fun. Like today, he drew one where the wife is on the couch looking at the husband in a full hazmat suit, and she's telling him, "Looks good. Now you can go change the baby's diaper."
Yes.
Things like that. Many weird things like that. 2 guys are talking on a park bench when one cartoon, and the guy says, "I feel horrible. I ran over the neighbor's cat today. I feel bad. It took me 3 tries." Things like that. Just a lot of one-liners from my act. The one guy is at the counter of the pharmacist. That's another one panel. He's just talking to the pharmacist, and he's saying, "My doctor told me to take X-Lax for my cough. It works. After I took the X-Lax, I was too afraid to cough."
Yeah.
So stuff like that. If you go to my Facebook page, they're on there, so you can check that out. And I think, and we're back to the random questions.
Yes. Great segue. What's a passage of scripture that has challenged you?
Challenged me. Well, Ephesians 5:1 has always been one of my favorites. Be an imitator of Christ as dearly beloved children, to always be like Christ. Not only to imitate him, but Paul says, imitate me, for I imitate Christ. And because I do impressions and imitations, I want to be challenged in my life to be more like Jesus, to make that my greatest. I want people to see Jesus in me more than anything.
All right, question number 4. If you could, whether it was something good or something you want to try again, what's something you would like to go back and do again? Whether it's a good experience that you want to experience again or something you want to go and try to fix.
Gosh, that's a good one. Let's see. Well, I'd like to go back to my wedding day. That was great. That was a fantastic day. So that was a lot of fun. Plus, there was some great shows that I've had in the past, really big, super shows. So there's I guess many things. And to fix something in the past, it's always God's timing. But, had I been a little bit younger, maybe heard God's call, I could have started the career a little bit earlier. But again, everything in God's timing. He knew in my mid-20s I was going to be drinking and doing drugs, and that's when he would call me. But I should have. I regret the years that I wasn't born again, but since then it's been great. So, that might be something.
All right. Question number 5. What has been your proudest moment?
I guess being a dad to my 2 kids, my son and my daughter, and also being able to say that I've been able to make a lot of people laugh, probably in 32 years, doing all 50 states and abroad. I've probably touched at least 1 million people, at least, I'm sure, to make them laugh. So I think that's, being a good dad, a good husband, and a good comic is what I'm proud of.
So you are a comedian.
I'm the funniest comic in my price range.
And it's a steal.
Yes, it is.
Question number 6. What makes you laugh? Like genuinely laugh?
Yeah, silly humor. My wife, she always says some funny stuff. She's written a lot of jokes for my act. She's very funny. There's some comics that make me laugh. Again, Brian Regan. My beautiful wife is peeking in right now because she's awesome. But Brian Regan is funny. I have some comics that make me laugh. And so she's she's bringing down there she is. There's my beautiful bride of over 25 years. So she makes me smile. She makes me laugh. Aww. And my kids are great. So I love it.
Nice to meet you.
What do you say?
What'd you say there, Dave?
I was saying nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
Oh, you too. You too.
Thank you.
Okay, this is my show. Anyway, listen. It's actually your show, Dave. It's your show. So yeah, family and friends make me laugh. So I'm excited about that.
All right, now as things are opening up, if you could book any venue with any other comics, time is not a constraint. So it could be living or dead. Where would your dream show be and with whom?
Maybe me and Rodney Dangerfield at Carnegie Hall. How about that?
Wow.
Wouldn't that be great? Rodney is like the greatest. All of them. Jackie Mason. I mean, the list goes on and on, from Phyllis Dillard to Joan Rivers to Don Rickles. But Rodney, I mean, just, boom, boom, boom with the jokes. And that's what influenced me. And I loved him. And yeah, if I could even go back in time, and I got to meet him once and talk a little bit of comedy. It wasn't very long, a few minutes. But I mean, if I could, do that again, that would be great. I mean, to share the stage with Rodney, forget about it.
Right. Absolutely. All right, Scott. So our final question that we ask is for anyone that's looking to step up, use their gifts, their talents, their passions for God's glory, what would you say your wise counsel would be?
Well, just be committed to it. Whatever you're going to do, give it 100%. With me, it was the comedy. I didn't get in it to be like a big star or people, a sitcom or movies. I got in it because I loved it. I love to write jokes and then take those jokes in front of a bunch of people. And I'm on a stage and just say, here's what I hope. I hope you'll find funny, and so that's what I would say is to just whatever your career is, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Don't give up too early. Believe in yourself for sure. If you don't believe in you, no one else will. So really say, yes, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be the best that I can, or at least one of the best, so I get noticed. And number 2, when it comes to, if you're in the entertainment field, and you go, how much do I charge, or what is this? Or sometimes it's going to be good, sometimes not so good. You don't get what you want, you get what you negotiate. You don't get what you want, you get what you negotiate. So just try to find that happy medium between you and the client that's booking you. Don't overprice yourself, don't under, but just, again, if you're funny, cream will rise to the top. The money will always come no matter what profession you're doing. But again, Find it out what it is you do better than anyone else, and just go for it, and really commit yourself to it. Don't just give up after a few no's, because if that's the case, when comics say, if I don't make it to the Tonight Show in 5 years, or if I'm not on in 3 years on Jimmy Kimmel, then I quit. Well, you might as well quit now, because what if you're not on in 3 and you were gonna, what if it was the 5th year you were going to be on?
Mm-hmm.
What if you had to get a little bit better? What if you had to learn a little bit more about your craft to get noticed? You see what I'm saying? So, life is a marathon. We don't just sprint a little bit and go, oh, my dream didn't come true. I'm going to end it all. So I've had a lot of no's in my career, and I've had a lot of great yeses too. It's not, life is a roller coaster. Sometimes it's the great ride going down and exciting, and sometimes it's that click, 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 click going up through the trials and tribulations. So find out your gift, really use it for God's glory. Don't take no for an answer. You don't get what you want. You get what you negotiate. And first and foremost, really believe in yourself, and if you believe in you, others will too. So
it's a good word. So Scott Wood, thank you so much for being on the Gifts for Glory podcast. This is going to be replayed on Roku TV, on Creative Motion Network, all over social media, and on YouTube. For those of you listening or watching, connect with the show, somethingsmellsfunny.tv, or on Facebook at Something Smells Funny. 4 episodes out now, including there's one that's you said it's like a highlight, the featurette.
Yeah, it's a featurette. It's a teaser, yeah, so they can see that as well, the best of, and then watch all 4. And then they can also follow me on Facebook, Mr. Punchline.
So look for Mr. Punchline on Facebook. And, of course, as the new year rolls around, look out for Mr. Punchline, the special on Dry Bar. We've had a lot of great comedians go through there. And really looking forward to seeing that special. So, Scott Wood, thank you so much for being on. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your night. Say hi to your beautiful wife. Enjoy dinner. And
you too.
We'll be talking soon. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody. Hug the cats for me.
I will.
All right.
Good night, everybody.